Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of Route X Lap Attack. Once again, I have predicted the future because as you can see here, the C5 Corvette has finally arrived in Gran Turismo 7. For months I've been saying that this car would appear, and here we are. Though I must be honest, I'm surprised they went for a different model. The previous Gran Turismo games had both the 2000 as well as the 2004. Here we've got the 2001. I don't think there's much of a difference between the three because, you know, the C5 basically remained the same from 1997 to 2004. But all the same, it's still pretty cool to have this car here. And even though this is not the 2004 version that you have seen in Gran Turismo 6 and a few other older variants, some people have still made a livery based off of one of the liveries you can get for the 2004 model. If you allow me to go... Oh yeah, there it is. I gotta clean my glasses. They also did the same thing for the 1996 C4 Grand Sport. That's been pretty cool. I was actually considering downloading that, as well as... I know it's a little further. I gotta keep going. These liveries are pretty popular too, just yellow and white. But we're going to scroll a little further. There's another variant I'm trying to show you. There it is, the commemorative edition. I've actually seen this in real life a few times, but I've always loved having this paint scheme for my C5s in Gran Turismo 6 and 5. I think I also have it in 4, but I must admit I have not used it in a while. I've not played Gran Turismo 4 in a while. While it is cool to see people creating that livery, I decided to go for my own. I went for a green livery because I thought it would be cool to see a green Corvette for a change. I mean, I've got blue, red, orange, yellow. So I just decided, you know what? Green needs some attention. And just like with the 1958 C1, I decided to add some racing stripes. We've got black and yellow. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with what I've done here. So the other three cars that were added in the update, there's only one other good car, that being the Ferrari 812. And the other two cars are not so great, that being a Honda CR-V and some ugly little truck that probably only produces like 12 horsepower. Our Corvette that we'll be using for this episode produces 794 horsepower. Not the most powerful car. As you can see here, the Corvette C7 Stingray from 2014 still has the fastest lap, which it has been holding onto that position for at least 2 years. We may not break, we may not be able to change that, but it'll still be nice to get another Corvette onto the lap board there with all the others, and we'll finally have like practically every generation of Corvette. We had the C1 from 1958, the C2 of 1963, two different variations of the 1969 Corvette, which of course, as you probably already know, is the C3. The 1989 ZR1 of the C4. We also had the 2009 ZR1 for C6. Two different variations of the C7. The 2020 C8. And finally, we're going to have the C5. I've got to say, the black and yellow look really nice together. Originally, I was going to go for a different livery to make this car look like Duck the Great Western Engine from Thomas and Friends. But I decided, let's try something different. I might change my mind and go back, but for now, I'm happy. You may also notice that the left and right stripe, they are not straight. I did not intend for it to be like that, but I decided, you know what, it's pretty cool the way they curve to meet up with the middle stripe. And yet the black outline underneath the yellow stripes remains straight. It is awesome. Speaking of awesome, I hear my dog Rose barking. I always love the way she barks. Her voice sounds wonderful. So, I said this earlier, I know we're not going to be the fastest car, but I'm very satisfied with how fast we're going. 233 miles an hour. I haven't had a car go this fast on this track in a long time. The several previous cars we've tested prior to this car, I think the top speed was around 200, probably less. I know that was the case for the Mazda CX-30, but I still enjoy driving that car. CR-V I'm not looking forward to, so don't ask me to test that car at all. But if you have any other requests you want to share with me in the comments, please do so. And I have also be doing a off-road test. I know I said this multiple times. I think the most recent time I did was when I was driving the Dodge Charger. But as soon as I'm done recording this episode, I'm gonna go straight into my World War II Jeep, do a lap time on Colorado Springs. But if you also want to see me do Fisherman's Ranch, that's an option too. You know, I'm welcome to give that a try. Or the Canadian track in snow, Camp Louise. It's like Pocono, but the track's entirely made out of snow. And it's nice to see a Canadian track for a change too. Like I think there should be a few more tracks set in Canada. I know there's one track that NASCAR's used for its truck series. I don't know if they still use it, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's called the Canadian Tire Park. One race in particular I remember is when Chase Elliott won in 2013 by spinning out Ty Dillon. I think Chase only did like 1 year of truck, and he was driving the 94. Then the following year, he won his very first championship. The only championship he won for the Xfinity Series, that being the number 9 car for Junior Motorsports. The echo in there sounded pretty cool. Yeah, Chase Elliott's a pretty cool driver. I like to see if they could add the Silverado in here next. Probably not likely, because they've only done like, well, there's that one truck I just mentioned that was featured in the update along with this Corvette. But other than that, they only have like the Tundra and the F-150. So I'm kind of doubting they'll add more trucks like those. But if they do, it'd be cool to have a Silverado in here and do like a Chase Elliott inspired livery or some other stuff. Because while I'm a bigger fan of the Cup Series, it's sometimes nice to go back and watch the Truck Series too. I feel like I should spend more time watching their races. And we're still maintaining our speed of 233 miles an hour as we go across the line and get a lap time of 4 minutes and 50 seconds. That was very wonderful. We got a time of 4:50.9. I got hit in the shoulder by a pack of 3, why can't I remember? I use these things all the time. Flash drives. That was embarrassing. Like I said, I've used flash drives a lot of time. You'd think I would know what they're called right off the bat, but I'm glad we had a fun driving that car. We got 6th place. So again, I know we weren't the fastest, but if that Challenger weren't there in 4th, we'd have like a string of Corvettes just going on and on and on. That would have been beautiful. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.